Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Sadashivasamaramdham Shankaracharyamadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guruparamparam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरम् गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् Sloka number 25. Abridged.
Remaji.
Nama Bandha. Sloka number 25. Abridged version. Ko nama bandha kathamesha agataha
को नाम बन्धः कथम् एष आगतः
katham pratisthasya katham vimokshaha
कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः
को savanatma paramah ka atma
कोऽसावनात्मा परमः कमात्मा
tayor vivekah kathametad uchyatam.
तयोर्विवेकः कथम् एतद् उच्यताम्
Next sloka. यद्बोधव्यं तवेदानीम्
यद्बोधव्यं तवेदानीम्
आत्मानात्मविवेचनम्
आत्मानात्मविवेचनम्
तदुच्यते मया सम्यक्
तद् उच्यते मया सम्यक्
श्रुत्वात्मन्यवधारय.
श्रुत्वात्मन्यवधारय.
Yeah. So did I give the meaning of the last Konama Bandaha?
No.
No, not yet, Guruji.
Okay. So okay. So what we did in the last class really was Bandaha, we finished 2 classes before. And then last class we did all the shlokas that are skipped in the abridged version, which amounts to about 21 or so shlokas. So now I'm going to give you the translation of shloka number 25/51. O Nama Bandaha. What is this bondage? Question mark. How does this come about? Question mark. How is it sustained? Question mark. How is liberation possible? What is this not self? Not self means anatma. What is this not self? What is the limitless self? What is this not self? What is the limitless self? How is the discerning analysis? Discerning, DISCERN. How is the discerning analysis between the two done? May this be told. May this be told. So let me repeat that. What is this bondage? How did this come about? How is it sustained? How is liberation possible? What is this not self? What is the limitless self? How is the discerning analysis between the two done? May this be told. Discerning means distinct analysis. So, yad bodhavyam tava idanim. That's the way to split that. Yad bodhavyam tava idanim. Atma anatma vivechanam is one word. Tad uchyate maya samyak. Srutva is one word. Atmani is another word. Avadharaya is another. So now you have to say here, Ko nama bandha was Shishya Uvacha. Student said. Now this is Shri Guru Uvacha. So that we can add. We added it in the previous lokas also. But in the unbridged version, we should add this Shri Guru Uvacha. So the teacher has started speaking now once again. So he's saying, Maya tad uchyate. Maya uchyate. By me, the following is tad uchyate. That is being said. That is being said. Okay? That's how he's starting. And what is being said means what? Atma anatma vivechanam. Vivechanam. Vivechanam is another word for vivekaha. Atma anatma vivekaha. So you asked me about Atma, you asked me about Anatma. Tayor Vivekaha also you said. Not only you asked me what is Atma, what is Anatma, but how do I understand it clearly? Simply explaining something and defining something is not enough, but there is more to it. E is equal to mc square. And so much time is needed to understand m, mass. And then so much time is needed to understand E, energy, types and types of energy, endless. Then you know little heat energy, then electrical energy and magnetic energy. Like so many energies are there. So it goes on and on. And then finally, one say bombshell, E is equal to M. E is equal to MC square. Many of us have not studied it in school or college because it gets into the general theory of relativity. It's a bit advanced. And so they don't even teach us this. But it's a famous equation. Once I saw it on the billboard, on the board out there. Some company was advertising and E is equal to MC square. So that means they expect us to know. The guy who is advertising his product expects us to know that there is an equation called E is equal to MC square. That much knowledge he expects from us. So here also it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that. And so pay attention. Avadharaya, he says, Avadharaya is a verb. So, Avadharaya. And Dharanam, Dhatu, Dharti, all these things are important. Dharti, the sustainer, earth, we call Dharti. Vasudha, all these things come from this one root called Dhu root. So Avadharaya, I'm going to start speaking. And what am I going to start speaking? Yad bodhavyam. That which is to be known by you. Yad bodhavyam. Which you've already asked. And so, you obviously asked a question because you want to know the answers to those questions. Therefore, yad bodhavyam tava idanim. Your question about Atmanatma Vivechana, idanim. Now I'm going to talk. Starting now, I'm going to talk. And Idanim Swami Chandrasekhar Bharati commentary, he says, Idanim is now, literal meaning is now. But he's saying, Moksha Hetu Jnana Bodhat Prak. Don't worry about writing these things down. These are all extra commentary. I'll explain it to you. Moksha Hetu Jnana Bodhat Prak. Hey, I'm going to talk to you about that knowledge which will release you from the bondage. But before all of that, I'm still going to give you introduction because what is Atma, what is Anatma, what is bondage, all these are introduction only. It is a very important introduction. Jnanam is going to come later. Sum total of everything is also is Jnanam. But the final Upadesha will come later. But I have to talk about energy and then mass and so many examples, homework, so much they do, in school and college. So much is there. So there he says, Moksha Hetu Jnana Bodhat Prak. Before I'll talk about the final grand equation, I'm going to talk to you the important basics, important prerequisites. What is anatma? I should know at least minimum. That kind of introduction they say. Bodhavyam. Bodhavyam means where does your mind go?
Bhagavad Gita, Bodhavyam Vikarmana. Gahana Karmano Gati.
Karmano hyapi bodhavyam. Bodhavyam cha vikarmanah. Akarmanascha bodhavyam. Gahana karmano gati. Karma one has to understand. Bodhavyam. And then karmano hyapi bodhavyam. Bodhavyam cha vikarmanah. Hey, this vikarmanah, anything else other than karma means things that you did that you're not supposed to do, and what I'm supposed to do, I didn't do. All these things, kinds of things about karma. Complete karma, I should know. And then akarmanascha bodhavyam. What is not karma? The state of actionlessness also I must understand. Like that he said. Bodhavyam must be known. Krishna is telling Arjuna that. So here also same word is being used by Shankaracharya. Yad bodhavyam. Teaching is just starting. We've just warmed up all these weeks, all these months, just warming up. And that's why this book is so good. Vivekachoodamani is a very beautiful text for a beginner. Yeah, I think it should be taught even before Tattvabodha now. Because it's very basic and still solid. It gives us a solid foundation. Anyway, yet bodhavyam tava idanim. I'm going to talk about this Atmanatma Vivechanam right now. Vivechanam Viveka. There is something called Atma Anatma. This is crucial. What did we say the other day? Bhauhi padarthau atmanatmano iti Vedanta dindimaha. Dindimaha, the drum beats of Vedanta. There is a text written by Simha Saraswati, I think his name is. And he says, there are only two things available that you can talk about. Atma and Anatma. That's it. Beyond that, there is nothing. That's what he says. Self and non-self. Either it is a self you or it is not you. There are only two things. And so, that Atma Anatma Vivechanam, how do I know? How do I distinguish between the two? That I am going to tell you now. Tad uchyate maya samyak Maya, Maya uchyate. That's it. That is the word. It is going to be told by me. Now, when I am talking, what should you do? That also is saying here. Samyak shrutva. Samyak shrutva. Shrutva means listen. Just listen. Your job is only to listen. That's all. You don't have to do anything. Okay? Listen. And he says Samyak shrutva. Samyak. Samyak means listen well. Listen well. Okay, Swami Paramarthanandaji says pay 100% attention. Guruji, I like all your talks. It's so inspiring in the morning and it's fresh and everything. And I'm able to, while making breakfast for my children and everybody, I keep that phone, that cell phone on the microwave oven, and then I'm doing all kinds of things. I'm able to follow a lot of things. You are very blessed. If you're able to follow all that, you are blessed, no doubt. I can't follow like that. You are able to follow, that's amazing. But Shankaracharya says, Samyak Shrutva, 100% attention. All this multitasking and all won't work. And checking WhatsApp messages and all these things, all non-traditional. I'm telling you, this is highly non-traditional. We are trying our best to keep it to the tradition. We are following Shankaracharya's commentaries and all that. And but really speaking, we can't do all that. We can't multitask. Multitasking means you're going to miss out because we are talking about the reorientation, a complete reorientation. We are not trying to memorize a text. We are not trying to learn Sanskrit here, even though we will end up learning Sanskrit. That's not the goal of the Shastra. Because Konama Bantaha, Katamesha Agataha is what the student is asking. He is not asking what are all the types of samasas, please tell me. Karmadhara samasa, Tatpurusha samasa, and then this Bahubiri samasa, and this and that. He's not asking all those questions. Not a single question about Sanskrit he's asking. That means what? Sanskrit is just a medium, that's all. So, therefore, attention. What are they saying? What is the teacher saying? What is the Shastra saying? What is the catch? I need to get that. I need to solve this puzzle. Therefore, Samyak Shrutva. Samyak Shrutva. Very important it is. And those days I used to insist that you please don't turn off the video feeds and all. These days I don't because I'm also getting deep into this. I've also started to really enjoy teaching. Not that I was not enjoying teaching before. I used to. But now it's like we have to be in it. We have to be in it. And so, Samyak Shrutva Atmani Avadharaya. Avadharaya means get it. You make it your own. Atmani means manasi, not in Pratyagatma and all. Manasi, here Atma is manas. Because you're listening, you're grasping it. Grasp it completely. If you have any doubts, please ask. Atmani Avadhana, yeah. The parents were, boys going to school, 3rd grade, 4th grade, something like that. Addition, subtraction, all that he has learned. ABCDs he has learned. He's doing additions and all. So then, after he's in 5th grade, 6th grade, now he's doing geometry, trigonometry, and all. And these days they're studying all advanced stuff, computers and all that. So, what is 9 plus? Some doubt parents had. What is 9 plus 7? 9 plus 7 is, wait, let me tell you. 9 plus 7 is 16. Wow. Beta, you're so good. Yeah. I remember teacher telling me this 2 3 years back. I still remember it. That's when the parents got a shock of their life. My teacher told me that 9 plus 7 is 16. Huh? That's it. And so here also Guru is saying, don't tell me my Guruji told me Atma this and that. You don't tell me all that. Make it yours. Atmani avadhari. It must be your knowledge, not Guru's knowledge. Guru said this, Shankara said this, Shastram says it and all. For a while you can say, but after that it has to become yours. Atmani avadharaya. And so Bhagavad Gita, it comes Avadharaya, Upadharaya comes. So, in 7th chapter, Bhumira Ponalo Vayuhu Kammano Buddhirevacha Ahankara Iti Yamme Bhinna Prakriti Rashtada Apare Yamitastvanyam. So he's talking about Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. Bhumirapo. So all these elements and Ahankara, etc., all that is Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. Then he talks about Para Prakriti, then he uses the word Upadharya, Etad Yonini Bhutani, Sarvani iti Upadharya. They are also same meaning, Avadharya. Understand? These two are different. Purusha Prakriti, Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. Like that. Here also, Anatma, Atma. See, it's the same track, same track. All right. So it's just an introduction. And Samyak Shrutva, because right there we quoted a shloka. What is it? Karmano hyapi bodhavim. You have to understand karma properly, and then there is something called akarma also you have to understand. Okay, how am I going to understand all this? There is aparavidya, then paravidya is there. You have to understand that also. Karma can only chittasya shuddhaye karma natu vastu palabdhaye. A karma, whatever action you do, whatever you do, in fact, cannot give you moksha. If somebody says, how are you going to understand it? You already have moksha if somebody says, how are you going to understand it? You are a jivan muktaha, but you don't know that you are a jivan muktaha. What? Does it make sense? I have to make sense out of all these statements. Okay? So, that is what he's saying, samyak shrutva. So that samyak can go with tad uchyate maya samyak also. I am going to tell properly also, you can say. Or you can put the samyak with the students, samyak shrutva also. Either way is fine. But I put it with the students, samyak shrutva. Because the teacher is confident. And so he does. Anyway, either way is fine. So let's translate this shloka, right? That discerning analysis between the Atma and Anatma that discerning analysis between the Atma and Anatma, which is to be known by you, is being told. Is being told. Having listened to the teaching, properly, make it your own. Make it your own. Means own it up. Own it up. You become an embodiment of what is being said. That's the idea here. All right, let me translate it once again. That discerning analysis between the Atma and Anatma, which is to be known by you, is being told. Having listened to the teaching properly, make it your own. Are you okay?
Guru said. We have to preface this with Guru said.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The Guru said. Okay, so audio is good now? Yeah. All right. So now what I'm going to do is this. See, the next sloka in the abridged is Panchikritebhyaha Bhutebhya. Right? Now, between the two, there is a good 17 or so slokas that we have skipped. So, we are going to go to the unabridged original version. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to read, chant this shloka number 72. It says Majjasti Medaha, which is right next to the Yad Bodhavyam. Okay. Unabridged, original. Just next to Yad Bodhavyam, which we just finished studying. Next one is Majjasti Medaha. Majjasti Medaha.
मज्जास्ति मेदः
Vala Rakta Charma.
फलरक्तचर्म
Tvagahvayaihi.
सुगाह्वयैः
Dhatubihi.
धातुभिः
Ebhiranvitam.
येभिरन्वितम्
पादोरुवक्षो
पादोरुवक्षो
भुज पृष्ठमस्तकैः
कुचपृष्ठमस्तकैः
अङ्गैः उपाङ्गैः
अङ्गैः उपाङ्गैः
उपयुक्तमेतत्.
उपयुक्तमेतत्.
So now in all these shlokas that are not there in the abridged, he's going to talk about this body. As though we don't know the body, he's going to give so many shlokas. Very interesting. Some of them are very, very interesting. So he's giving an introduction to what this body is. Okay. Etat. This body is nothing but what? Majja. Majja is bone marrow. Asti is bone. Medaha is fat. Medas is fat. And then pala. Pala is flesh. Rakta, you know what it is. Charma. Charma is skin. Then twag. Okay, twag also is skin only. Charma, two different types of skin. Okay. Ahvayahi. Ahvayahi. Ahva. Ahvaya means it is all the dead skin that is there all over the body, especially under the nails and all that. It's cuticle, they say. That's what that is. Ahvayahi. Dhatubihi ebihi anvita. His body is filled with all these things. Blood and bones and whatnot. This is what the body is. That is the truth, really speaking. And then further, Further, it has parts. I forgot to tell you legs and all that. Yeah, pada. You may wonder, how did you miss all the big parts of the body? Yeah, pada. Pada means legs. Uru. Uru means thigh. Thigh. All right. The pada could be feet, then thigh. Vaksha. Vaksha means chest. Okay. Bhuja. Bhuja is arms. Then prishta is back. And then mastaka is head. Mastakaihi. Angaihi, upangaihi. So angaihi means all these parts. Upangaihi, and the parts are further have been divided into more parts. Upangaihi, like toes and all. I did not list. You can add toes, nails, and everything. Every other part that is there, you can list. What about internal organs? Yeah, you can say all that. Upayuktam etat. That is the body. That's the body. Okay. So making sure we're talking about the same thing. Next. So Ramuji, go ahead and unmute yourself. Aham mameti pratitam shariram
अहं ममेति पतितं शरीरं
mohaspadam sthulamiti jate budaihi
मोहास्पदं स्थूलमितीर्यतै बुतैः
nabho nabaha
नभो नभः
saddahanam bhumayaha
तद्वहनाम्बुभूमयः
sukshmani bhutani
सूक्ष्माणि भूतानि
bhavanti tani.
भवन्ति तानि
Okay, this is all sthulam. Sthulam is gross that you can see with your own eyes, all these body parts. Okay. But there is something you can't, your eye cannot see, and but we can appreciate. And they're all what? They're all sukshmani bhutani. All very subtle. They're called, we call it sukshma bhutas. Like that he's saying. And in the third quarter, you can see Nabaha. Nabaha means Akashaha. Look at how beautiful it is. And then, sorry, Nabhas. The next one is Nabhas. Nabha is Akasha. Then Nabhas. Vayuhu. Nabhas, air. Then uh, then Dahana. Dahana. Dahana means Agni. Dahana, Tattva, Dahana, Ambu, Ambu, water, Apaha, Bhumihi, Bhumihi, Umayaha, plural. So, earth. 5 elements have been listed by Shankaracharya in the third quarter. Okay, third quarter, that is all Sukshma Bhutani. But before that, the first half, he's continuing the discussion on the Stula. He's saying, this thing that I told you, Rakta, Mamsa, etc., all that which I told you, I listed a big list I gave you, right? And that thing, the wise people call that thing as Thulam, the gross body, which is where the Ahankara is located. Okay, this where Aham Mama iti Pratitam Shari. Mama, mine and I, these ideas of I and mine are located in this body. That is what he said. Uday, he really. That's how it is called. This reputed, this body which is reputed to be the abode of I and mind is designated as the gross body, like that is Stula and Sukshma also. Okay. Now we're going to skip the next two, and then we're going to look at this sloka called Shabdadibihi. Okay. Shabdadibihi
शब्दादिभिः
Panchabhireva Pancha
पञ्चभिरेव पञ्च
Panchatvam
पञ्चत्वम्
Apuhu
आपुः
Swagunena Baddha
स्वगुणेन बद्धाः
Kurangamatanga
कुरङ्गमादङ्ग
Patangamina
पतङ्गमीन
Ganaraha
शृङ्गानरा
Panchabihi
पञ्चभिः
Anchitah Kim.
अञ्चितखिम्
All right,
This is also not the same order. It looks like that website that
we are back on track here. So this is a very beautiful sloka. He's saying, look, Shabdadibihi panchabihi eva panchatvam apuhu swagunena baddha. These sense organs are such entities. They just attract us to so many things. Okay? And nothing wrong in enjoying something, but we fall for them. We fall for them. And he's giving some examples. Look at the examples he gives, okay, of some animals. Okay. Kuranga. Kuranga is a deer. A deer. Okay. Okay. Let's come from backwards, okay? Bringaha. Look at the word bringaha. Bringaha means bee. This bee, honey bee. Honey bee, honey bee is attracted to the smell of what? Odor of all the flowers. And every time it goes to rose or lotus, how many flowers are there? It gets the honey from that, the nectar from these flowers, and it gets trapped. Sometimes by the night time, this flower will close like this, and it gets trapped. So it's addiction to smell that particular odor, the honey, is also a cause for it getting trapped. Sometimes it is patient, it will wait until morning and it will open up, it will fly away. But in between night, all these lizards and all will go, and then quietly they know where these bees are there. So they go and catch. So bee gets trapped due to its addiction to this smell, gandha. Okay? And then Meena, we are going backwards. Meena means this one, fish. Fish gets caught. You know why? There's some bait. Somebody puts a bait, and then this guy can't understand that. Hey, he has got you hooked. He literally has a hook, and so be careful. And one after the other, they keep on coming and get trapped. So this Meena, and then look at this Patangaha. Patangaha means all these moth-like birds, which are getting attracted to the bright light. For them, Rupa, they're getting attracted to this light. And this moth, it's so attracted to it, and sometimes it just dashes into the flame itself and gets burnt. That's how bad it is. All right, Patangaha, moth. Then Matangaha. Matanga is elephant. The male elephant has a weakness for the female elephant. And sparsha, touch. Look at that, touch. So we are coming backwards, right? We are coming from gandha onwards, and then rasa, then rupa, then we have come to sparsha. Sparsha is touch. And so these people who trap elephants, they do this game. They play this game. So the female elephant they keep to attract the male elephant. Okay, so that elephant also gets trapped by being victimized by its own desire for the female elephant. Then Kurangaha. Kuranga. We have come to Akasha, sound, So Kuranga is a deer. Now I try to understand how the deer gets trapped by this sound. I don't. I know the musk deer is getting an odor. It likes this odor which is coming from itself and keeps looking for it and gets trapped by it. Lifelong it keeps on looking for it and thereby trapped. It is focused on what it wants, and so it is now the hunter is waiting, and so it can get trapped. But the sound idea from the thing, I don't know. Maybe there is some story or something you can tell me what it is. But there is an animal which gets trapped by sound, and that animal is snake. Cobra. Cobra itself is doing like this. Means what? And amazing it is. Punagavarali. ஆடு பாம்பே விளையாடு பாம்பே many of you are laughing. We heard it so many times. My God. I used to see it. These days I don't see anybody. It's straight chance. I don't know. They're probably reading history books which says Indians are all snake charmers and all, and that's so they decided they were very bad. I think stop their profession. I don't know what's going on.
In fact, a snake is not told by sound. It is by the what do you call the movement. Snake doesn't have ears.
Okay,
It doesn't. It is caught by the movement by the
okay,
makes.
good. Fair enough. I agree. That's a good point. But
The
sound.
sound is for the onlookers.
Exactly.
They
This
don't.
whole song, make and show, make believe, it's a pakka make believe. And everybody thinks the snake is enjoying music. Anyway, it's all
But
beautiful.
snakes doesn't have the external ear, but they do have the ability to hear in the inner ear. They won't.
Oh, some vibration. I think they can.
And then vibration and also eyeball movement,
Okay.
and they can analyze similar to the staples of the mammals.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, here, look at the point. We should not miss the point. All these animals, with just one sense organ, they get trapped. Only one sense organ. That's it. They get trapped. Okay. Now, Naraha, Panchabihi, Anchita Kim. Yeah, what to talk about the human being who is enjoying with five sense organs? Do I have to explain all these things to you like that, Shankaracharya? Panchabihi, Naraha, Anchitaha. The guy is trapped with all five sense organs. Like that he's saying. Anyway, next shloka. So, okay. So, Haraprasad ji, go ahead and unmute yourself. I want to give you a chance also. You can unmute yourself. So, Haraprasad ji, we're going to chant this shloka that begins with Doshena. Are you able to do it? We can't hear you. We can't hear you at all. दोषेण तीव्रो विषयः
दोषेण तीव्रो विषयः
कृष्णसर्पविषादपि
कृष्णसर्पविषादपि
विषं निहन्ति भोक्तारम्
विषं निहन्ति भोक्तारम्
द्रष्टारं चक्षुषाप्ययम्.
द्रष्टारं चक्षुषाप्ययम्.
Yeah. So he's comparing the poison of a snake, with this tendency of the human being to reach out to so many things. Okay. He's saying Krishna Sarpaha, this cobra is there, and it can bite and its poison will kill, but its poison will kill only if the snake bites you, and only if it releases the poison. That too, only then you will get killed. Okay, then what about this human being? Drashtaram chakshusha api. Just the sight of anything itself is enough to trap this cat. That's it. Just seeing is enough. How do you know? Why seeing enough? How do you know from Bhagavad Gita? What does Krishna say there? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate. Once you see something, then that's it. And then afterwards, I'll keep meditating about it. Even in the morning meditations that we do, sometimes that thing will come. Yeah. Just keep it in the background. I'll come back to it later. Amazon.com. So it's all there in the background. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kama. I don't have to tell you this. So sometimes some of you may be new to Bhagavad Gita. Okay, some of you have not studied, so I'm aware of it. I'm conscious of it. I'm quoting it because many of you have studied it. But if you've not studied it, what you can do is you can search for Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. You can see the meaning of it, and you will get it. So there, Dhyayato Vishayan, a human being Once a person sees it, sees means hears it, tastes it, whatever. Oh, that thing you gave me that day, that was so good. Okay, that taste we remember. We remember that taste. Where can I get it? I don't get it in this place. No, you can get it. Certain stores in RS Puram, you go, they will sell it to you. Okay. Then I'll go after that. So that's how it is. He's comparing the snake with these other things. All right. And so that means what? Why is he saying this? Hey, lifelong we're spending on this only. Acharya said elsewhere, Balastavat Krida Saktaha Tarunastavat Taruni Saktaha. Govindam. Balastavat Krida Saktaha. For the young boy or young girl, Krida, play. Then everything else is secondary. Everything else is secondary. I'll go to school provided you allow me to play. All right, play. So then what? Tarunastavat Taruni Saktaha. Then after a while he becomes a teenager and that's it. Nobody can stop him. He's always thinking of the other gender. All right. Then what? Vriddha. What about the old person? Vriddhastavat Chinta Saktaha. You thought he became enlightened and studying Shastra. No, Chinta only. Constantly thinking about children and their grandchildren and who to marry and why are they like this and that. Constant. This over. Life is over. Tell me. Shankaracharya says, Durlabam Trayame Vaitat Devanugraha Hetukam Manushyatvam Mumukshutvam and all we studied earlier. Third shloka, second shloka of this text. And he says human being life is very rare indeed and all he said. Gone. Rare but what? What is the use of that rarity? Okay. So therefore here also that's how our life is also gone. Okay, let's chant the next shloka. 78. Yeah, Ramesh ji. Ravi. Vishayasha Mahapashadyaha
विषयाशा महापाशाद्यः
Vimukta Sudustyajat
विमुक्तः सुदुस्त्यजात्
Sa eva kalpate mukyai nanyah
स एव कल्पते मुक्त्यै नान्यः
Shat Shastra Vedyapi.
षट्शास्त्रवेद्यपि.
Yeah, Ravi, you can come next. So he's talking about Mahapasha, Pashat, this Mahapashat, this is called Mahapasha. Means the grand noose, I don't know how to translate it, grand noose that traps all of us. Okay? And the mother of all nooses, and which is all this Vishaya Asha. Vishaya Asha, desire for things, that's all it is. Then Sudustyajat evam vimuktaha bhavati. When I recognize this trap and slowly let go of all these things that are holding on to me, then only vimuktaha, then only I can become free from bondage. You asked me about bondage. Okay, that is an introduction to that bondage. And sa eva kalpate muktyai, only such a person who decides, who understands and say, I will do whatever it takes to survive. Consumption is needed for survival. So that Krishna also had said, Sharira yatra pichate na prasiddheda karmana. Don't simply sit saying all these things are trapping me and so don't eat and drink. No, that's not what we're saying. So saeva kalpate muktyai na anyaha, not anybody else. Not even the guy who says, I am a scholar of Vedanta. I am a scholar of all these things. Not even that person. Shad Shastra Vedyapi. Shad Shastra means what? Shad Shastra means in addition to all the four Vedas, then there is Shad. Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Kalpam, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Chandas, Iti. We saw this in Mundaka Upanishad itself. And somebody else reminded us that all this knowledge will not be any useful. Who is that?
Nachiketas. Mundaka
Nachiketa.
Okay, I was expecting somebody.
Chandogya,
Sri Krishna
Narada.
said.
Chandogya, Narada.
Narada also reminded us.
Yes.
See, Mundaka only told, okay, yeah, Mundaka you can say Aparavidya. So big list was given, including the Veda. So that also reminds us. Narada says very clear. I know everything that is to know. Only one thing I don't know. Atma, I don't know. That's it. Everything else I know. For Vedas also I know, he says. So,
Yavanartha Udapane.
Yavanartha Udapane doesn't come here. See, Yavanartha Udapane, okay, you can imply that. There he says, of what use is all that knowledge for a wise person? That is true. And but here, mantra videya vasmi natu atmavit, he says. I am a mantra, I know all mantras inside out, upside down, I know everything. But not atmavit, I don't know atma, like that he says. For here also, same idea is being said in shloka number 78. Next we are going to skip and we are going to look at the shloka Vishayakya Graha. Yes, Ravi Kudwa. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Vishayakya Graha
विषयाकयक्रगः
Yena
येन
Suviraktaha
शिविरक्षक
Suvirakti
शिविरक्ति
Asina Hataha
अशिना अतः
Sagachati
स गच्छति
Bhavam Bodhehe
भवां बोधेहि
Param
पारं
Pratyuha Varjitaha.
प्रत्युगवर्जितः.
Yes. So, he's continuing this discussion. Graha means crocodile, something that can just grasp you. Can be a shark, anything that just grasps you. That's it. Once it grasps, it won't let go. So that any such animal is called a graha here. So he's saying that Vishayakya graha, that crocodile called an object. Any object in the world is called Vishaya. And it's a crocodile. Why? The word Vishaya itself tells the secret. Visinoti Badnati iti Vishayaha. That which binds is called Vishaya. That is the Sanskrit etymological meaning also. So Vishayakya, that crocodile which is called, which is that Vishaya which is known by the name crocodile. Then Yena Suvirakti Asina Hataha. Only by the person who has who chops it off with the sword. Asi means sword. Asi, sword. The sword of dispassion. Sword of Suvirakti. Suvirakti means things are useful only for what they are supposed to be used for, but you don't go after them. Yeah. Then only Saha Gachati Pavam Bodehe Param. Only that person can cross this ocean of samsara. Pratyuha Vajjitaha. And that person will be free from all obstacles of samsara. Like I say here. Next shloka. Okay, we'll skip the next one. Yeah, we can do this. Mokshasya, mokshasya kanksha,
मोक्षस्य काङ्क्षा
yadi vaitavasti,
यदि वैतवास्ति
tyajati durat,
त्यजति दूरात्
vishayan, visham yatha,
विषयान् विषं यथा
piyushavatta,
पीयूषवत्
piyushavat,
पीयूषवत्
toshadaya kshamarjava,
दोषदया क्षमार्जव
prashantidantihi,
प्रशान्तिदान्ति
भज नित्यमादरात्.
भज नित्यमादरात्.
Yeah. So again, these are all simple shlokas. And yadi tava asti, in case you desire moksha, mokshasya kanksha asti chet. If you want moksha, okay, then what you should do? Tyaja. Look at the second quarter, first word, tyaja. Tyaja. Then you have to give up. You have to give up. Ati durat vishayan. Vishayan tyaja. Vishayan tyaja. All this idea that I want this, I want that. This whole idea of wanting should go. Should go. And ati durat. Keep them at a far distance. They say, I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole or something, they say, 10-foot, that the 10-foot pole. That's it. Ati durat. That's what you say. Keep them far away.
Barge pole.
Barge pole and all this. Correct. So, ati durat. Yatha, like what? Like visham. Like poison. You don't go anywhere near poison. Unless you have to really clean your toilet, you don't go near poison. Correct? So, because that also they say poison. So like that. You keep it locked under lock and key there in the corner, and then only when you need it, you go to it. Yeah. Like that. Yatha visham. Then piyushavat. Then what should I do? Bhaja. Last quarter. Look at the word in the middle of the last quarter. Bhaja. Bhaja means go after. Engage in. Svikar karo. Start engaging in something. What should I do? Piyushavat. Tosha daya kshama arjava. Tosha, santosha, contentment. Learn to be happy with what you have. That's a good start. That's a good start. Okay? Daya, be compassionate. Kshama, be more accepting of things and people. Be less complaining. Okay? Arjava, be truthful. Be straightforward. Saying one thing, doing something else, and all that. Not keeping your promises this time. Give up all that stuff. Arjava, prashanti. Therefore, enjoy calmness. Learn to be calm. Don't react to situations. Just think it through. Okay. Prashanti, danti, dama, dama. So, mastery of your senses. Don't let your senses drag you all over the place. And so, nityam adarat. Nityam adarat. Carefully, continuously, nityam adarat. You develop these qualities. Like that, he says. Very straightforward. No. Next shloka we're going to skip, and we're going to look at Sharira Poshanarthi. Sharira Poshanarthi San
Sharira poshanarthi san
Ya Atmanam Didrikshati
ya atmanam didrikshati
Graham Darudhiya Dhrutva
graham darudyadritva
Nadim Tartum Sagachati.
nadim tattum sa ichchati.
Gachati. Okay. He says, the person, Yaha Atmanam Didrikshati, one who wants to know Atma, know the self. But what does he do? Sharira Poshanarthi San. He is obsessed with this body. Taking care of one's health is important. The Vedanti must take care of oneself. Because why? Because that is the Dharma. That is the Dharma. But just obsession, constant obsession in some form or the other. Working out for 5 hours a day and then eating just angry at people because they are not eating good food. Hey, you eat good food also. Why are you worried about others? And so this obsession with the body, nutrition, this, that, everything is stretched to this limit. Stretch. This is called Sharira Poshanarthi. Just Sharira Yatra Pichate. Just whatever is needed to maintain your health properly, do that. And take care of the body. That's it. But this guy is obsessed. So the guy who's obsessed with the body wants to learn Vedanta. It is like the guy who wants to cross the ocean and is sitting on the crocodile. wants to use the crocodile to cross the ocean. Or cross the river, not ocean, river. Crocodiles are in rivers, So, this graham darudhiya dhritva, thinking that the crocodile is a log of wood, and then he wants to cross the river. Right? Nadim tattum sagachati. Whatever will be the fate of, what do you think will be the fate of that guy? The same fate will happen to this other guy who wants to know about Atma. Like that he says. All right. We'll do this one or two more shlokas and we'll stop today. Okay. We'll skip the next two and then we will look at this Twang Mamsa. 87 in my book. Yeah, Shanti, you were unmuted yourself, no?
Yes.
Twang Mamsa.
Twang Mamsa.
Rudira Snayu.
Rudira Snayu.
Medo Majja.
Medo Majja.
Asti Sankulam.
Asti Sankulam.
Purnam Hotra Purishabhyam.
Purnam Mutra Purishabhyam.
Sthulam Nindyamidam Vapuhu.
Stulam Nindyamidam Vapuhu.
Yeah. After this, next class we'll go to the Panchikritebhyaha. So, the conclusion there. And he's saying this body is what? Same thing. Twak is skin, mamsa is flesh, rudira, it is blood, and snayu means this vein, blood vessels, veins, arteries, all those capillaries in the body. That's called snayu. Medo means medas. Medas means again, medas is fat. Medas is fat. All right. Majja, bone marrow. Asti, bone. Sankulam, his body, which is Sthulam, the next sloka, next line. Sthulam is all a combination of all these things. This tells us one thing. Shankara knows quite a bit of the anatomy of the body. Yes or no? 2500 years ago. Bone marrow was invented by so and so 100 years ago, if you say. This is all silly. This is very silly. And quickly put your name and then publish it and multiply it and then it becomes, that's it. Keep on saying the same thing and that will. Some little respect for other cultures must be there or not. So Shankara is saying 2500 years back he is saying all these things. Some acknowledgement at least, somewhere footnote at least must be there. Hey, these guys have been talking like this for a long time. Anyway, the Sankulam, this is all the stool of the body is just a picture of all these things. And I'll tell you another way to look at the body. He says, Purnam, this entire thing is Mutra Purisha Bhyam Stolam. Mutra means urine. Purisha means, feces. Finally, that is all this body. You can't get anything much out of this body. Don't get attached to this body. So, Nindyam idam vapuhu. Vapuhu means shariram, body. Nindyam means you have to look at it exactly what it is. You can't, beyond that, you can't give any more. But then in sloka number 2, he praised the body also. Durlabham trayame vaitat devanugraha hetukam manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshaya, he said. No, there he's not talking about body, how great the body is. He's saying manushyatvam, the humanness, that is the greatness. Human body, when we say, not the smart human looks, bipedal stance is there, 2 legs and all that. Every animal is all standing on so many legs. We can stand on 2 legs. Well, flamingo can stand on 1 leg also for a long time. Or crane, I think crane can stand on 1 leg also. So we don't have to be too happy with 2 legs. So, there he's talking about the humanness, the ability to think through things. That is the greatness of the human being. So, these are the shlokas from the unabridged original version, which talks about the body. Nice, beautiful shlokas about the body, as said. Next, he is going to talk about Panchikritebhyaha, etc. How this body has come about, that also some introduction is going to give. And we'll spend a little bit of time on that shloka. So, आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. So before you leave, one announcement. 24 hours from now, we're going to have Shankara Jayanti, and Swami Brahmavidananda ji from Mumbai is going to talk to us. So, please make an effort to attend.
He was my neighbor in Mumbai.